What if I told you Toyota just fixed one of the biggest complaints people have had about the RAV4 for years? The 2026 Toyota RAV4 isn't just a small update. It might actually be a game changer for one of America's best-selling SUVs. From a sharper new design to smarter tech and some surprising improvements under the hood, this RAV4 feels very different the moment you get behind the wheel. But here's the big question. Did Toyota finally make the RAV4 the perfect compact SUV, or is there still something missing? Let's take it for a drive and find out. The Toyota RAV4 has been one of the most important SUVs in America for years. In fact, it's not just popular, it's consistently one of the best-selling vehicles in the entire country, competing head-to-head with rivals like the Honda CR-V, Nissan Rogue, and Hyundai Tucson. Toyota built the RAV4's reputation on reliability, practicality, and strong resale value. But in recent years, the competition in the compact SUV segment has become incredibly intense. That's exactly why the 2026 Toyota RAV4 matters so much. Toyota knows buyers today want more than just reliability. They expect bold design, modern technology, great fuel efficiency, and a driving experience that actually feels exciting. So with this new model, Toyota is aiming to keep the RAV4 at the top of the compact SUV world. Let's start with the first thing most people notice, the design. The 2026 Toyota RAV4 keeps the rugged personality that made the previous generation so popular, but Toyota has clearly sharpened things up. The front end looks more aggressive, with slimmer headlights, a wider grille, and stronger body lines that make the SUV appear lower and sportier. From the side, the RAV4 still has that tough, slightly boxy stance that buyers love, but the new wheel designs and updated lighting give it a more premium feel. It's the kind of SUV that looks just as comfortable pulling up to a trailhead as it does in a city parking garage. Step inside and you'll immediately notice that Toyota focused heavily on technology and usability. The center of the dashboard is dominated by a larger infotainment display that feels quicker and more responsive than before. Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are standard, and the digital driver display gives you a clean, modern look behind the steering wheel. Materials throughout the cabin also seem improved, with softer surfaces and more thoughtful design touches that make the interior feel a step above older RAV4 models. But design and tech only tell part of the story. What really matters is how the RAV4 performs on the road. Under the hood, Toyota continues to lean heavily into efficient powertrains, and that's one of the biggest reasons the RAV4 remains so popular. The standard engine delivers a solid balance of power and fuel efficiency, making daily commuting smooth and predictable. But many buyers will be especially interested in the hybrid option, which has become one of the strongest selling points of the RAV4 lineup. It provides quicker acceleration than the standard model while also delivering excellent fuel economy, something families and long-distance drivers will definitely appreciate. Out on the road, the 2026 RAV4 feels confident and easy to drive. The steering is light enough for city driving, parking lots, and tight spaces, but it still gives you enough feedback to feel stable on the highway. The suspension also does a good job absorbing rough pavement, making everyday driving comfortable even on longer trips. Of course, no vehicle is perfect. While the RAV4 shines in practicality and efficiency, some drivers may still wish for a slightly more exciting driving experience compared with sportier competitors. And although the cabin is improved, a few rivals in this segment are pushing even further with luxury-style interiors. But here's where things get interesting. Toyota didn't just focus on design and efficiency. The feature list and safety technology in the 2026 RAV4 might be one of the biggest reasons buyers choose it over the competition. And when we start looking at pricing and value, the story becomes even more surprising. So the big question now is, what exactly does the 2026 RAV4 get right, and where does it still fall short? Let's break down the standout highlights and the few drawbacks you should definitely know about before buying. So after looking at the design, the technology, and the specs on paper, the real moment of truth comes when you actually drive the 2026 Toyota RAV4. And this is where things get interesting. The first thing you notice on the road is how balanced the RAV4 feels. It's not trying to be a sports car, but it's also far from boring. The steering feels more refined than before, and the suspension does a surprisingly good job soaking up bumps while still keeping the SUV stable in corners. Around town, it's easy, predictable, and comfortable, exactly what most compact SUV buyers want.
But the real surprise shows up when you accelerate. The hybrid version, in particular, feels noticeably more responsive than many people expect. Press the pedal and the electric motors immediately help deliver smooth, quick acceleration. Merging onto the highway feels effortless, and passing slower traffic doesn't require nearly as much planning as you might think for a practical family SUV. And then there's the quietness. Toyota has clearly worked on reducing road and wind noise, making the cabin feel calmer and more refined at highway speeds. On a long road trip, that kind of comfort makes a huge difference. However, this is also the moment where a few limitations become clear. While the RAV4 is confident and efficient, drivers looking for something truly sporty might still prefer rivals that focus more on driving excitement. The RAV4 prioritizes smoothness, efficiency, and everyday usability rather than pure performance. But here's the turning point. When you combine the strong fuel economy, improved technology, solid driving comfort, and Toyota's long reputation for reliability, the RAV4 starts to make a lot more sense. It may not try to be the flashiest SUV in the segment, but it might quietly be one of the smartest choices.
And that leads to the final question every buyer is asking. Is the 2026 Toyota RAV4 actually the best compact SUV you can buy right now? Or is there still a better option out there? So, after spending time with the 2026 Toyota RAV4, here's the bottom line. Toyota didn't completely reinvent the RAV4, but they didn't need to. Instead, they focused on improving the areas that matter most to everyday drivers. You get a design that looks sharper and more modern, an interior that feels more refined and tech-focused, and powertrain options, especially the hybrid, that continue to deliver impressive fuel efficiency and smooth performance. The biggest strengths of the 2026 RAV4 are clear: reliability, practicality, strong fuel economy, and easy everyday usability. It's the kind of SUV that works incredibly well for families, commuters, and anyone who simply wants a dependable vehicle that fits into daily life without stress. Of course, it's not perfect. If you're someone who wants a truly sporty driving experience or a luxury-style interior that feels ultra-premium, there are a few competitors in this segment that might offer more excitement or upscale touches. But for most buyers, that's not really the point of the RAV4. The real value of this SUV is balance. It manages to combine efficiency, comfort, modern technology, and long-term dependability in a way that very few vehicles in the compact SUV market can match. And that's exactly why the RAV4 continues to be one of the best-selling vehicles in America. In today's U.S. market, where buyers want practicality, lower fuel costs, and proven reliability, the 2026 RAV4 feels perfectly positioned to stay on top. And with Toyota continuing to invest in hybrid technology, it may also hint at where mainstream SUVs are heading in the future. But now I want to hear from you. Would you choose the 2026 Toyota RAV4 over rivals like the Honda CR-V or Hyundai Tucson? Or do you think another SUV deserves the crown? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and if you enjoyed this review, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for more car reviews and comparisons.